おお、親方様、ずいぶんと早いお戻りでござりまするな。これより軍議に入りまするぞ。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Odama. It's a bit weird that I hadn't heard of this game before, because it combines two of my favorite things. Weirdo Japanese game creators, and video game takes on pinball. Mainly for the second, but for the first, it's mainly because this game was, in part, created by Yute Saito, the man who was responsible for Sim Tower and Seaman. So, that's bizarre. I'm surprised I'd never heard of this before, because those two were some of his greatest games, and after having played this, honestly, I can understand why. Not that much in the way of options, but the really important one is right down here. Adjust microphone, because this game actually used the GameCube's microphone accessory. And as you can see through the mic test, I am actually using the microphone in the game at the same time as I'm doing my voice recording. Well, that's fun. The game's not going to be. I've tried recording this 3 times already. This is going to be an absolute nightmare no matter what. So we're just going to have to push through no matter what we do, right? So let's just hit continue. Free play is not available to us until we actually finish the game. I will also point out that this game does have a story, but it's basically a fictionalized retelling of an ancient Japanese battle. Except that you've got a gigantic pinball, and you're using it to kill the enemies. So, you might notice that I've only gotten up to stage 4 here. In reality, I've actually made it to stage 5. But the way that this game works might be familiar to some people who've played, like, TXK, for example. Because in TXK, you could restart an earlier level in order to get a better score bonus when you're going on to the next level. This game lets you carry over certain resources between levels, but in order to do that, you need to play through all of the levels that go up towards the end again. So, if you decide that you need more consumable resources, good luck. With that said, though, we're actually going to be playing on stage 3 instead of stage 4, because stage 4 is going to be absolutely terrible in demonstrating how the game actually works. Now, as I said, I've tried recording this 3 times. I'm going to have to make this the one that works, no matter what the bloody hell sort of mistake I make along the way. So this actually shows you the overview of the battlefield. You can see all of the objects that you need to knock over, all the troops that you need to knock down with your ball, and it'll eventually show you some of the objectives you need to gain hold of in order to get on through to the end. With that said, though, we're going to skip the rest of this cutscene. Gives you all your objectives, lets you launch a ball, and off we go. So on top of this being a pinball game, it's also a real-time tactics game. You have a deployable set of troops that you deploy with the Z button, and you've got a number available to you that's listed on the bottom left there, and you need to guide them and the ball through to the end of the stage. You do this not only by using your ball's abilities to kill the enemy troops, you also do it via voice commands. Great opportunity to demonstrate. So if you use the D-pad to get the cursor over to that object, well, I can't really do anything right now because I can never hit this fucking thing when I want to. Right? If we hold the X button, rally. Now they've been given a goal. They will rally up, and off they go. But I also now need to protect them from the soldiers that will inevitably be coming to do terrible things to them. So we're just going to deploy as many troops as we can get, and hope for the best, for the most part. Company hold. Company, hold! Company, hold! Christ, I just lost a fuck ton of my troops. Because they're too stupid not to walk through fucking water. I am legitimately starting to get sick of playing this game. I'm telling you that, because here's the main problem with it. It's the physics. The physics in this game cause every other single problem with it because the ball is just so unpredictable. There are a lot of things that you need to hit really precisely in order to actually succeed in this game, whether it be hitting the bell on the side or specifically hitting their troops and not yours when you're not in the green state, or trying to like save your flippers there from having like dudes come and just disable them, because if you don't, you'll fall down the middle and you'll die. Strangely enough, I hadn't had a problem with this before, but as soon as I turned on the camera, it was like I'd suddenly become a fall down the middle guy or something like that. Also, I forgot. Close the gates. Close the gates. Close the gates. Finally. Jesus. I don't know what it is about that command that barely works, but whatever. But the thing about the physics of this game is that they can really fuck you over when you're trying to do something specific. When you say you gotta try and aim for one of these like small destructible buildings in order to get the power up inside, which might be the one you want, which is the green power up. Because the green power up makes your ball not only not deadly to your dudes, but lets you capture other dudes. And you need to be capturing other dudes, because if you don't, they will just overwhelm the bell and send it flying back down to your flippers. At the same time though, your dudes get in the way a lot. And you want to know where the majority of the enemy troops are going to be? Next to your troops. So you need to go around all of your troops to get the green ball, and then hopefully try and maneuver the ball somewhere into that area. Unfortunately, maneuvering the ball is a hell of a lot harder than it looks, and it's not helped out by things like, shit, you need to have all of these, you need to avoid all of these dudes, while at the same time avoiding the environmental obstacles you don't want to hit, avoiding the obstacles you do need to hit, hitting all the power-ups, and doing this all within a time limit. The time limit thankfully just gives you like bonus balls, so it's not an absolute requirement. Fuck if it doesn't suck. Rally. I don't even know why I bother ordering my troops to do this, because they never seem to want to actually do it. They appear to have wanted to this time for some reason. Oh well, charge. But see, look, when you've got like dudes coming out of your... When you've got dudes coming out of your flippers, when you've got dudes all around the bell, and that's about where you need to hit, and these flippers just aren't good for precision shots at all. Your shots go all over the place, and it can be really hard to just pass the ball to the other flipper. That is a huge problem. Not being able to pass the ball to the other flipper in a fucking pinball game. As a result, all the shots you need to hit, all of the dudes you need to avoid, and doing it all within a reasonable time limit, often feels impossible. Most of the wins that I've had in this game honestly feel due to sheer luck more than anything else. Especially when you need to be focusing on other objectives at the time, because the first time I came through this level, up on the right there was a technique that I could use, as in like a command for the voices, so that I could tell my dudes to charge or stop or try and not be idiots, although that one never works. Like seriously, these troopers are fucking stupid. They'll just wander straight into the goddamn water and you won't be able to stop them. So you need to be taking care of that, while also taking care of everything else at the same time. And it can be horrendous. Like look, I can't shoot my ball directly through this pit because it will just kill too many of my troops. And when you kill too many of your troops without deploying new ones to replace them, rally. When you kill too many of your troops without deploying new ones to replace them, the morale goes down. And when the morale goes down, they refuse to listen to your orders. Which means that they may well refuse to get out of the way if you try and order them to get out of the way. March right. Wrong one. And yeah. March right. You gotta have the right thing selected. March right. March right. Move right. That's not even the command. Move right isn't even the command. It just managed to detect it as what it wanted. I just want them to get that pulley in there so that we can use the next voice command, which has not worked for me in like the last few recordings. Close the gates. Close the gate. There it goes. Rally. Not to mention they've made it really difficult to recruit new troops. I don't know if I've gone over that in this recording yet, because all these recordings are honestly starting to blur together, but here's how you recruit new troops. And imagine trying to do all this while simultaneously avoiding everything. See these little destructible houses and things? Charge. See all these destructible houses and everything? You gotta knock them over in order to get these green balls and these power-ups in order to recruit these new troops. So, and these are not only limited, but sometimes they won't even give you the power-up you want. So you kind of just have to sit there and hope. Press forward. Sometimes you just have to sit there and hope that you're going to get the right power-up. And sometimes you never do. There is a red power-up that will let you press forward. What the hell happened there? Fucking cavalry just pushing right through. Fucking bullshit. And I get to try this stage again. For like the 7th time today. So you have to knock over these destructible buildings, get the power-up out of them, hope it's the power-up that you want. If not, destroy another one. And then when the power-up goes flying in the air, you have to maneuver the ball over that pickup again to get it. And they expire. So you get to just hope that you can get the ball down the right spot. And again, with the physics being as painful as they are to deal with sometimes, including to the point where one fucking dude can get in the way of your ball going straight into, like, getting straight into the realm of a fucking 20 set of soldiers or something along those lines. See, I hate the way he says that too. Because this is all you can do. You can't go, well, you can go back and play the other missions, but God, if I don't want to do that. It's hard enough getting through these the first time with your victories feeling like they were based on whether or not the physics decided to cooperate today. Going back through and doing them again? Something else entirely. Rally. As a result, the game is just really hard to play because you can't make decent shots if there's going to be all of these troops blocking your way all the time. You can't get the pickups because you need to do 2 really precise shots in a game where the physics and the flippers just don't work right half the time. As a result, I'm just really frustrated. The more and more that I play it, the more and more I get fucked over by the prohibitive physics more than I do my own bad play. And it just drives me nuts. Like, see, I just sent that ball right through my own dudes, and now I get to deal with the penalty, and it didn't even help getting rid of the troops I was aiming for in the first place. Not to mention your troops are idiots. Like, look, they've all just gone and wandered straight into this river. There's a difference between needing to control your troops and just not having them be utter morons. Might as well get that ladder down. Rally. Your You do also have these consumables you can deploy onto the field. The rice balls will distract the enemy forces, and the cavalry will kill the enemy forces quite quickly. You'll often get a fair few kills out of them. Like, look, see, sometimes it can be useful to have your dudes blocking your way. Like, my flippers weren't working there. Close the gates. Press forward. But half the time, it legitimately just feels like I won through luck. Press forward. Press forward. Press forward. Oh Christ, the bell's all the way back here. Now I get to route it through that shit again. And of course the enemies are just going to keep spawning forever, which means that... Oh, great. And look, the cavalry can even cross it because they're fucking loaded. Look, I just want to get down to that fucking thing there, but the ball is just so slow to move. And my flippers are down, so I'm done. Alright, fuck it. We're going to load a save state that I prepared earlier, and we're going to use that to skip to the next level, because I've got nothing better to do. I'm hoping it's slot 1. Oh, no, this isn't the boss. Hang on. That would be... slot 2. And frankly, this level is just a fantastic example of how, like, all the things in this game work against each other. Because you've got the bell coming straight up the middle, right? You've got these flippers there, which have gone bad. So you need to send your own troops up to go get it, right? Which I'm about to do. But now not only do I need to avoid my own troops, rally, rally. Not only do I need to avoid my own troops in this incredibly small space, but I need to be bashing at these walls here to give me a bit more survivability. I need to be trying to aim up at these dudes to get more reinforcements for my dudes, because if we get stuck down here forever, it's not going to end well. And even then, later on in this boss fight, when I actually do own those flippers, because these guys have finally gotten over their stupidity and managed to get in there and actually get them for me, some fat dudes will come out and start manning them, like down the bottom of the screen there. And I can't go past them. And they'll be sticking way out, leaving me no room to go up to the sides, meaning I have to go straight up the middle. And again, small precision shot in a game that really isn't good at small precision shots. Well, we got the left flipper. But my troops have 0 morale, which means they aren't going to listen to my orders. Watch. Rally. And you have to hit this bell from the side with decent force. You can't just tap it. You can't hit it from behind. So great. I've only got like 7 reserve forces to work with here, which is not going to give me anywhere near enough. And I get to do this whole thing again. See, there's the fat man on the left flipper, which means that, again, precision shot, while trying to avoid all my dudes going up the middle. And I have to do it several times without getting my own dudes killed. It's just impossible. It's legitimate. Like, I have done this. I have gotten to the 5th stage. You saw that I got to the Karua River. There's a town in Australia called Karua. And it's kind of like throwing me off my thing here. But just the combination of all this shit piled on top of each other, with the ball being as uncontrollable as it is, makes this shit a legitimate nightmare. I banged my head against this stage for an hour trying to get past it. I have no doubts that I won't be able to finish it for this video. Given I'm more likely to die via timeout than like actively losing the ball. But still. There are so many ways you can make this better. Like, make it so that there's more troops on screen so you have more stuff to deal with. But that you don't have to run over your own troops. You can run over their troops at all times to get resources no matter what. See, look, I can't even get it back down to the bottom now because I'm just stuck in this top thing here because I hit the switch in the top left. Or give me, like, a deployable thing. Give me a couple of deployable things I can use every time. Or even better, when I hit these buildings, give me their collectibles immediately, instead of having me go back over in order to collect the pickup. So that I can actually get straight onto it. Maybe make it so that this thing doesn't last like 10 seconds. It's a shame because I really like the idea. It's just an absolute pain in the ass to actively try and play it. There was a reason I hadn't heard of this one, kids. While I had heard of Seaman and Sim Tower. Rally. 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 It's because those two games are good. This isn't. Like, seriously, how the fuck am I supposed to hit this from the side? In this kind of terrain? Doesn't even help these, like, boss flippers actually fuck over the physics. In my last recording, what made me give up and try again was the fact that I actually got stuck. The boss flippers refused to let me go, and I ended up running out the time limit. Like, look, I can't hit the bell. I just can't hit it. It just won't allow for it. Pull back. That's not what I said. The one thing that I really like about pinball, and even in its video game incarnations, more pinball arcade versus Zen pinballs, Zen pinballs' physics aren't particularly good. Rally. Yep, they won't listen to me now because I got no morale. In order to get morale, I have to get up to the top here and get these things on the side, which will respawn the breakables. Then I have to go down and break the breakables. Then I have to get the pickup that comes out of the breakables. Compare this to another pinball game. Like, compare this to any other pinball game, where at most you have to do it twice. Or at the very least, you get some sort of benefit, like a mission will start, or you'll get some kind of score bonus for trying, or something like that. In this game, it takes too long to do anything, and the physics just don't make it precise enough to be fun. Instead, it's just a slog. There's not even anything in front of him. Cut me dry.
よくぞ思いとどまられた。それでこそ山之内家の精神にござる。
We'll give it one more go, but you basically know everything I have to say about it already. Great idea, but it just doesn't work. The commands aren't great. The physics of the ball and the paddles are really frustrating to deal with. It makes it almost impossible to land precision shots. The fact that you have to go to the effort of, like, 3 separate things sometimes in order to just start replenishing your troops is just asinine. It just takes way too long. It's too much effort. And the fact that you can be stuck in situations like this, where you need to hit precision shots several times with really goddamn annoying setups. Rally. Rally. You need to work with these really goddamn annoying setups while avoiding your dudes, while dealing with all of this physics bullshit. It makes all the wins I've had so far feel like luck. And pinball, which is like it's mostly a game of skill. It's just not even remotely satisfying to play once the neatness, once the gimmick wears off of controlling soldiers with your voice while using a pinball to help them out wears off. The game underneath is just bad. And I wouldn't recommend it. Which is a shame. Real shame. It's a good idea from a guy who's usually known for his crazy yet good ideas. Although admittedly some of them are not so great. For example, I found out he writes books, Ute Saito, while I was doing some research into Odama for this video. And as it turns out, he wrote a book called The Pain of Waiting 3 Minutes for a Sandwich. I swear it's something along the lines of that. It's the dumbest book name I've ever heard of. And this is coming from a guy who knows a bunch of Chuck Tingle titles. One of which being Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt. I still think the other title is worse. So yeah, this is boss fight. Rally! Yeah, but look, now I'm stuck up here. I can't send my ball through without killing a fuck ton of my own soldiers. I struggle to see the point. Rally. Not to mention that the AI of the troops is just inhumanly stupid. It's like, it could easily go for smarter tactics. It could easily take out the general once he's been knocked over. It could easily, like, not walk through rivers and lose, like, 70% of them to a fucking tidal wave. You know what sucks? They left the C-stick free for this game. Actually, they didn't. That's a lie. I know for a fact that's a lie, because in stages like, I believe it was 7 and 11, it's used to rotate the board, but I feel like it would have been way better used as, like, a more flexible troop commander. But I guess not. But yeah, honestly, I don't like it at all. I don't think we're going to be able to stop this. Yeah, had a feeling. So that was a look at Odama. Really wish I liked it. Cool idea, but that's basically all it's got going for it. This has been Blue Maxima. I'll see you all next time.